About your team concern you the most out of SEC play?
Consistency probably. Just the fact that we'll continue to improve. Our defense has to get better in terms of consistently, everyone pulling together when, for instance, on the ball screen, depending on how we're playing the ball screen, the backside of it, doing what needs to be done back there consistently, and obviously two guys involved with it, communicating and getting the coverage started right, because if you don't, it puts you in a bad situation right from the beginning. But that, and then offensively, execution and discipline when we call something that we execute it, and when a guy's open, that's what the play calls for. He shoots the ball because we're trying to break it off and do something that he shouldn't be doing.
What encourages you the most?
Well, we got a good group of guys. They're going to work and they're going to get better. I mean, I watch them. I think they're all younger guys are starting to be able to take more from the film room, and slowly but surely, I think they're starting to bring it to the court. The older guys certainly understand that. I think they can go in and they're obviously more on the pages with the coaches and the younger guys because they've been here with us. They know what we're looking for and what we expect. But as long as we'll have the attitude that we've got to get, we want to win games, no doubt about it. But that goes with, we've got to get better. Every one of us has to get better from here to the end of the year.
Is Jonas back practicing more consistently?
Yeah, he is. He was back yesterday. I mean, he did, and he today. I mean, he'll be ready today. But he still has a slight strain there. We know that. The MRI showed that. But again, he'll do everything he can to be ready to play.
What do you like about Tobey's game recently, and how important is he now that Jonas might be?
Again, I think Tobey is just getting started, how good a player he can be. I mean, I've said many times before, prior to getting here, he was a guy that just would go rebound the ball and just play with his physicality. He's starting to understand spacing, which had been a problem for him, knowing where he needed to get the ball, knowing when he needed to get the ball, and more importantly, knowing how to get there. But he's getting better at that, and he's starting to maintain his balance throughout his moves, which is oftentimes he just throwing it up there with it, no chance to go in. But he's a worker. When you work as hard and put the time in that he does, you're going to get results, and normally they're good results. And again, I think he's just scratched the surface to what he can become.
Coach Morrell has been around. It seems like he's been around forever. What kind of a player have you seen from him this year? How has it changed with Coach Beard?
Again, I think he's been effective every year. I mean, we recruited Matt Morrell, and his body's in great shape. He certainly has worked on his shot through the years and defends, and he's a good player. He's just like I'm sure they say the same thing about Josiah and Santi about being around for a long time, and because of that, they've been through a lot of tough situations. They can handle most of them, and I don't think it's any different with Morrell.
You said that Santi needs to take more three-pointers. Is there a way to scheme him open more, or is it just him pulling the trigger?
No, I think he's got to pull the trigger when he's open. I think it's that simple.
Is 13 games enough tape to prepare for a coach in his first season and a roster that's pretty different from last year?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, you start the season and pretty much, you feel prepared going in even your first game. Even when you go back and take some stuff from last year and maybe an exhibition game, you get a feel. But Chris Beard's done just an incredible job everywhere he's ever been. And you know what his teams are. They take on his personality. They're going to play really hard. Execute. They don't beat themselves. They definitely aren't going to beat themselves. They don't turn the ball over, and he really does a terrific job of getting his players in positions where they can be at their best, and just have the utmost respect for him because I've known him for a long time, and I know how he's worked his way up to become one of the best in this business, and I have a lot of admiration for him and what he's done everywhere he's ever been.
In what ways has playing with Josiah been beneficial for Dalton?
Well, I think he's got another guy out there. Again, I do think people are concerned about Josiah shooting the ball, so it stretches the floor. And the more you can stretch the floor and give guys a chance to have space to work in, it helps. But I think also his experience, and I think Josiah's demeanor, and even Santi and Zakai on the court, where they're really trying to continue to talk Dalton through situations that he's never been in before. But I think it's just the fact that he's really playing alongside all three of those guys.
What do you like about what JP gave you the other night? Are you starting to get an idea of what you're going to get from him more routinely?
Well, what surprised me, the minutes he put in. I didn't think he could stay out there that long and be effective. And you know, he ran the court and he really started, again, like Tobey, starting to understand space on the floor, where he needs to be. But we felt from day one, once he decides in his mind and matures and realizes this is not, you know, what can I say? No, it's serious, and he's got to be serious every minute he's out there on the court to get better and understand how hard it is. It's hard to play this game the right way, and it goes back to how much you're willing to put into it. And in his situation all year would be, you know, the cardio, toughness, you know, being able to play when you're tired, fight through it. That's where he's gotten so much better in the last really 3 weeks, where he's being able to, and I think some of us listening, to be quite honest, you know, understanding the importance of how you escort your man to a ball screen, and you've got to be there, and if you're a step slow getting started, you're going to be playing 3 steps behind, and it's just those little detail things that I don't think he had ever thought much about, and but he's starting to figure out the details are the most important thing, and if he'll continue to do that, and he's a guy that we think can score too. If he'll get in there and get his space, we know we can get him the ball. He can do something with it.
Coach, how have you liked what you've gotten with Tobey and Jonas on the floor together?
It's, you know, I like it. You know, I don't have a problem with it. I think it almost gives you like 2 different teams. We haven't done as much as I think we will going forward, you know, because those guys can do what we think they can do. That their length and Tobey's ability to go rebound, it does make us a better rebounding team right off the bat. And what it does a little bit with that lineup, we're probably a little bit more reluctant to switch at times, whereas with more the guard lineup, we could switch about anything and make it work. But that's the fun part, knowing that once we continue to, with each different group that we're playing with, to get better, we can get a lot better.
What makes this conference so special to you, or you know, what stands out about the SEC?
Well, I think it starts with players, for one. I mean, I've watched over my time here how the recruiting has just gone to a different level with not just this league had always been known for big body athletes, and now there's a lot of skilled players in this league, and I think that obviously goes right back to the coaches. They come in and that know what they want, what they're looking for, and understand what it takes to compete at the highest level, night in and night out. And there's no doubt from my very first meeting here, you know, Commissioner Sankey said that he would do everything from his side to put us there with the best leagues in the country. He's done that in a lot of different ways, but one of them is our officiating has improved so much to where you truly believe every night you go out, you know, you're going to get a good game from there. And when I first came to the league, that wasn't so. So it's been a lot of things that have come together, but it goes back to the coaches and the players and coaches that, and I think too, our scheduling outside the league has gotten so much better than when I first got here, with everybody trying to play a much tougher non-league schedule.
What's gone into the decision to put Jordan Gainey more in the point guard position and not Jemiah as much on him?
We're going to use them all. It's all of them. We're going to, you know, depending on what we think the game calls for and where it's there. I mean, we've got 4 guys that we think we can play at the point. Really 5 when you throw Santi there. But if you watch us play on a missed shot, everybody's going to handle the ball. So it just depends on what the game calls for.
Coach, the way Ole Miss is shooting right now, how they can spread you out. I mean, how tough is that?
Not only can they spread you out, but they got some guys inside you got to deal with, and they got 2 terrific shot blockers. Again, a lot of credit goes to the players, but again, Coach Beard is just what I said earlier, is just putting them in a great position to be effective and hard to defend.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.